Hi everyone. In the last video, we saw how we can combine and separate names using flash fill. But there are some limitations and disadvantages to doing that. While flash fill is very fast, it does not really tell you how it is doing the operation. And because it's a black box, you can't modify it, you can't learn from it, and you can't reuse it. Plus, it is not dynamic. If you make a change to any one of the inputs, or if you add a new record, Flashfill will not get updated. That is why formulas still have to be used because they are dynamic and they're very flexible, and you can combine them with other formulas as well. In this example, we want to look at the same data set. We have the first and the last name, and we would like to combine them. Now, the first option to combine the first and the last name is to use F3, put an ampersand, a space, another ampersand, and then G3. We can double click in the bottom right corner and we get the result. Let me zoom in as well so that all of you can see this clearly. So this would be one way of doing it. Let's look at a different way of doing it. We can also use concat, which will allow me to select the first name, put the space, and then select the last name. As you can see, this works as well. And then one more option that we have is to use text join. In the text join, the delimiter comes before, and then we can select F3 and G3. And we also have to put one more comma to ignore all the empty cells. And as you can see, we get the same result. If all of you can see the formula here, these are the three formulas that we are writing. To create the email ID, I want to select my first name, put an ampersand, and then we want to put a dot. Then we have another ampersand, and now we want to select the last name, and then one more ampersand, and then we can say @gmail.com. We also want to convert everything into lowercase, so we can simply do equal to lower so that everything becomes lowercase. And that really wasn't that difficult. But imagine you want to only get A.Bergman. You don't want the entire first name, you just want the first initial of the first name. For that, we will first have to do left of F3. And then the rest remains the same. In fact, we can also copy the same formula to make it a little easier. So I'm going to say left of F3, 1. And this time you notice we are getting the result as A.Bergman, like this. Let's also see how we can split the first and the last name. For the first name, we do an equal to. And then what I want to do here is to identify the position of the space. So let me explain that. Since the position of the space is changing in every name, because the length of the first name is not constant, if we find the position of the space, which in this case is the 6th character, obviously the length of the first name will be -1, which is 5 characters. How do we find the length of the last name? For this, we find the length of the entire name, and from that, we reduce till the position of the space. So whatever is remaining will be the length of the last name. Let's see in action how this works. So if we do a left and I select my name, remember, we don't know that the name has 5 characters in it. Hence, we want to find that. So we use a find function. We want to find a space in the name, but remember, the find of a space will not give me 5. It is going to give us 6. Hence, we want to do a -1 like this. And that gives us the first name. And then we again want to do a right of the entire name. So first we take the length of the entire name, and from that we remove till the position of the space. And if you look at the formula, this is how we're able to get the last name.